Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. One thing I realized about all these is like they have really long titles. I
Yeah.
was like trying to fit into my notes. I'm like Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of them that have very long titles. Kind of a throwback, I guess. But yeah, what was your impression of Shang-Chi?
I like the first act of Shang-Chi when it was, about Shang-Chi. I feel like it kind of went off the rails after that and became a different movie about different characters in the story. Um, I didn't like how it ended up and how he was kind of shoehorned in the end into the greater Marvel universe. It didn't
With
have a lot
Wong
of
and everything.
yeah, it was long. With Wong for sure. The Abomination stuff, and it was a lot of Easter eggy type things. But I don't know. I felt like it deviated from that character. That character in the comics is really cool, and it was always like really awesome. So I was hoping it would be more than that. But again, I thought who the character was kind of shined more in the first act than it did the rest of the movie. And yeah, overall, I didn't care for it as much as some of the other movies. I didn't particularly think that like it's not I guess we're jumping ahead here. It's not a Love and Thunder for me. Like, I would watch it again and try to find something else that I enjoyed about it. But yeah, it started strong, but I just felt like it couldn't carry that momentum the entire movie.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I gave it a C minus, which is pretty low.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It wasn't terrible. Like I liked some things about it. I liked a lot of the action sequences were pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like the subway or the bus.
Yeah, the
stuff
bus
was
was
like
awesome.
pretty cool. It was cool how it was executed and everything. I just like, yeah, for me, it's kind of a character thing too, where like I never got attached to Shang-Chi himself. It was always just kind of seemed like it was like assumed that we should like him when it was like,
Yeah.
well, I don't know. I don't really know that much about him. Like, I don't really know. To me, the most interesting character was like his father, the real Mandarin.
Yeah.
Like I thought his story was actually a little more compelling. And it was kind of weird too at the end where it's like there ended up being those like demon things that come out. And like I was kind of like, well, I don't know if that fits everything else going on in the movie, but
I think C minus is fair. The other thing to me about this movie, and I'll cap it with this on my end, but I some of the CG and green screen work just took me out of the movie. It was tough. It was some of it looked great. Like the bus scene was great. The sequence when they're fighting on the bamboo scaffolding was really cool. And but I just felt like overall some of the third act stuff when they're fighting with his dad, the demons, the dragons, just some of that, a lot of that stuff didn't work for me.
It didn't work for you with Aquafina shooting the one arrow up into the
Marvel's Katie. Have you ever seen the packaging for her action figure? It literally just said Marvel's Katie. Yeah. So no, that was not the highlight for me. And I will say, like, I went into it. I'm not that character isn't my favorite, but I will say I liked that character more than I thought I would in the first act. Again, I think she suffers because they try to make the story more about her in a place where I don't, this is an origin story. So, and I think that Marvel's afraid of origin stories, which I don't understand why. It needs to be more of an origin story than just an ensemble, film. I mean, Iron Man was in a cave for an hour, so
yeah, for sure, I get that.